Today's the day, everyone. Happy Groundhog Day. Now prepare yourselves, because that groundhog is going to come out today, and we're going to find out if he sees his shadow or not, and he runs. Will there be 6 more weeks of winter, or will we have an early spring? That is yet to be seen. But anyway, we're here to talk about my 3 favorite films that take place on Groundhog Day, and they are as follows. Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray. That's number 1. Now, number 2 is Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray. Now, number 3 was a hard one for me to come up with, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Groundhog Day, starring Bill Murray. Hey, I'm Dave Watkins, Watkins Films. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now, this is a SteelBook I got off of Amazon. I first saw this film. This is a 1993 comedy, fantasy, romantic drama thing. The film is about a weatherman named Phil, played by Bill Murray, who's kind of hard to get along with, and he's kind of like he doesn't want to. He has to go to this small town in Pennsylvania where they put on the Groundhog Day display, and he has to kind of do the wraparound. He has to talk about it beforehand, and then do the wraparound to the end of it. But he doesn't want to go there. He thinks it's a stupid gig, and he doesn't want to be doing it. Along with him, a producer played by Andie MacDowell comes with him. Andie MacDowell she's the love interest in this film, but they don't get along too good. She thinks he's kind of an egocentric asshole. Also, his cameraman, played by Chris Elliott, comes along. He goes and does his segment, but when he tries to get out of town, they get snowed in there. But when he goes to sleep, he wakes up and he finds out he's in the same day. And after that he relives the same day over and over and over again. He's kind of caught in a time warp. There's a lot of other films who have done this type of concept here. I think this is probably one of the earlier ones, if not the first one. Some of them that are more like science fiction, like The Edge of Tomorrow, which is a very good one. I really like these types of films, even if it's done again, but you see the repeated same scenes over and over again, and how they do them differently. Happy Death Day is a horror version of this, and they've made a lot of different ones, but this one here is a comedy but it also is comedy drama and eventually romantic comedy. Now, he has to keep living the day over and over again until he gets it right. He doesn't know this as he's living it, obviously, but this film is one that I think some people might not like the repetition of it. I've always enjoyed it. It's kind of weird at first, but I think that a lot of times in life we see these repetitions over and over again, and maybe our lives give us different ways of doing things better or more the right way until we learn these lessons. But it's almost like in some ways it is therapeutic to see him do this and then eventually overcome this. And it's really, I think that this is really a beautiful film in a way. I really like Bill Murray's performance. Harold Ramis directed it. Harold Ramis and Bill Murray previously worked together in Ghostbusters. Here, unfortunately, they didn't get along very good during filming, and it kind of put a rift in their relationship for a long time. I don't think it was until Bill Murray showed up while Harold Ramis was dying to kind of make amends. But the film, they had different ideas about the movie that they were making. Bill Murray was probably going through something, and he wanted to focus. He didn't want to focus so much on the comedy, where Harold Ramis wanted to make it lighter. The film is very thought-provoking, even if it does focus a lot on comedy and romance. But the idea behind it is pretty deep, and there are some pseudo kind of dark scenes in it where Bill Murray's character starts killing himself over and over again, and then he comes back. And there's several scenes where he's kind of just having a lot of fatigue from reliving the same day over and over again and not knowing how to get out of this time loop. So it is light, but the lightness helps dealing with a potentially dark amount of a dark concept, which we've seen it done dark in several other films. And every time I've seen this concept, I've always kind of dug the film, even if it was not a good film. There's like one called Christmas Do-Over, and starring Jay Moore, and even that one I was kind of I watched it. I was like, this is kind of cool. I don't know. This is one that it gets watched a lot on Groundhog Day. I think it's like currently the only real Groundhog Day film out there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hopefully there's another one. I couldn't find something else that takes place on Groundhog Day. But I really like the film. I like the feel of it. Guess what happens with the... I'm not going to spoil what happens with the groundhog, but you'll have to watch the film to find out. Speaking of the groundhog, on the back side of this is a pretty cool SteelBook. So in the back you got Bill Murray. Very simple. You got Bill Murray and the clock. On the inside you have 2 discs. I'm going to take this out. People trying to steal my digital code. You got a Blu-ray and a 4K of the disc. And speaking of the transfer, it's a pretty... the transfer looks good. I didn't like wow me or anything, but it also didn't. It looks very authentic as far as the way. It's probably better than I've ever seen it look. But there's probably an uptick in. There's definitely one compared to the DVD. I hadn't seen the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray in here probably has the same scan on it, but actually, you know what? It's a special 15th anniversary on the Blu-ray, and here on this it says the 30th anniversary. So that Blu-ray is 15 years old, I guess. But it looks really good though as far as the transfer. Everything looks very natural. It's very, very well done. I'd recommend this, especially for the SteelBook. Let's go ahead and rate this film. I'm going to rate this film on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. I'm going to give this a 4.5-star rating. This is a holiday classic. The holiday being Groundhog Day. So that's true. I don't know if anyone out there's favorite holiday is Groundhog Day, but if it is, this is the movie for you. I'm going to give this release a 4-star rating. I like the simplicity of the SteelBook, and the SteelBook is nice, but I think maybe they could have done a little bit more with it. It's still a good transfer, and everything looks terrific. If you've seen this film a lot of times like I have, and if it gets better with every watch, go ahead and drop a comment in the section below. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave Watkins. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm Dave Watkins. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave Watkins, Watkins Films. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and like this film. Wait a minute. We did all this already. I'm starting to felt like for a moment I was like in a time loop or something. But I'm good now. Have a terrific Groundhog Day, everyone.